Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your August 2021 money and career reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Capricorn, August 2021, money and career. Capricorn, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. Now at the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the Page of Pentacles, which is us. We're represented by the Pentacles in the Minor Arcana. We're represented by the Devil in the Major Arcana. So we're coming through at the root during this time. We are students. We're students of our prosperity. We're students of our money, of what we value as much as money. So this is going to be a huge learning time for us. It also brings us to the Seven of Pentacles, patience. This is also the child that we once were, and the relationship that we have with money because of our childhood, because of the way that we were raised, because of everything that we have been through. And we have the Nine of Wands, which is saying we're coming out of a bit of a battle, and we need to listen to ourselves, not simply to everybody else, even though it almost feels like everybody else's voice will be louder and seem better than our own. We have the Six of Pentacles, things need to be balanced. The Eight of Cups, we're walking away from something we once thought we would love. And the Nine of Swords. So in our inner self, there's a lot of doubts that we need to walk away from. And we need to find balance around our prosperity, around our success, around our own wealth. We have the Knight of Cups within our heart, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. If you have water sign energy within your chart, this is going to be coming out quite powerfully within the heart, which is where water sign energy feels the most comfortable. We're rising out of chaos. We're moving towards an adventure, but we're also holding what is sacred to us. This is amplified by Cancer energy. We have the Chariot, which is representative of Cancer in the Major Arcana, also by the Cups in the Minor Arcana. And so we're going to see ourselves moving forward in a way that has us starting to, instead of having the horse, which a horse is a relatively easy to train animal, right? We are going to see our emotions, that we are sculpting those emotions into the horse that is leading us. And it brings us to the King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If we are born on the cusp with Sagittarius, or if we have fire sign energy within our chart, that's going to be coming out quite profoundly. But here we are a warrior and we are a king, and we are the god of the sea. So this is going to be a very powerful time of the heart. And we have to know that the emotions and the ambition are coming together, because it can feel at times that they're kind of clashing with each other, that there's a bit of a battle. And then we have our public arena self, which we have the Seven of Wands. We have to be very mindful of what we're battling during this time. The Queen of Cups, again, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, but the sense of letting what we love guide us. We have the Hermit, which is Virgo energy. If we have that within our chart, it's coming out very profoundly in the public arena, meaning we don't want everybody's nonsense to be a part of us. We kind of need to step into our own wisdom, our own understanding. And it brings us to the Ace of Pentacles, which is the gift that we are most definitely taking for ourselves during this time, learning from and guiding with. And this is going to be a time where we start to see new opportunities open to us, but we might not necessarily be sure and assured in how we are going to use those opportunities and how we're going to move forward to what we want from our lives and ourselves and from our career and from our finances. What are we expecting, and what is logical, or what is it that we're working towards during this time? Now, the energy we need to be mindful of during this time, what is the energy that Capricorn needs to be mindful of? August 2021, money and career, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. And that's the King of Pentacles. Now, it can be that we need to be mindful of ourselves because, again, we come through as the Pentacles in the minor arcana. But we also have to be mindful of making money our only goal. There's a lot that we're going to be learning from money. There's a lot that we're going to be learning about wealth and about our ambition and our prosperity and our success. But we're also going to find ourselves very much gravitating towards people who we see as successful, who we see as just kind of pouring in the money. And what we have to be mindful of during this time is thinking that just because that person has a lush bank account, that person has everything figured out. They might not. They might, but it's highly unlikely. This is a time where we need to feel balanced within our work and our prosperity, and to kind of step back from the more consume way of being, and step into contentment, step into, reward, step into what is sacredly important to me. And with this energy, we're going to feel less than, because there's always going to be somebody who has more. And it doesn't matter, what circles you travel in. There's always going to be somebody who has what we want, or at least appears to have what we want. And so this is going to be a time where we can really start to compare ourselves against people who, either are out of our league and aren't playing the same game that we're playing, or just people who make us feel lacking. And we have to stop that, because if we feel lacking, that's what we're going to bring to the table. That's the energy that's going to be surrounding us during this time. Now, let's look at the chakra energy. Capricorn, August 2021, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. And we have two. We have relationships with the sacral chakra, and we have soul's healing. There's a lot of healing around the sacral chakra during this time, and around our relationships, our ambition, our desire. The soul star chakra is located 6 inches above our crown. And this is going to be a time, if we let the energy flow through us, if we let ourselves heal, we are going to find that our relationships are strengthened. Not only our romantic relationships, but our business relationships, our relationship with ourselves, what we desire. And why the sacral chakra really benefits from the soul healing of the soul star chakra is because the sacral chakra is where a lot of negativity from this life and from past lives are held. So if we start to heal the sacral chakra, if we start to, acknowledge our contradictions and our fears and our doubts and our chaos, we start to untangle a web that started long before we were born, and really start to move forward towards where we want to be now in the relationship, the harmony that we desire. It leads us to being a student. It leads us to being a student of where we want to be, of our desires when we were little, of what's sacredly important to us, of our prosperity, of our success, and of our bounty. We start to look at what is powerful, and we start to learn a lot about not only ourselves, but how we want to progress forward and what it is that we desire. And this can be a time where we look at the dreams that we had when we were little, and or as we were growing, and the way that we wanted to prove to people that we were going to be successful. And we realize, that isn't right for my soul anymore. That isn't right for me. Maybe something calmer, maybe something more beautiful, maybe something more harmonious is where I need to be right now. And this is a time where we become a student. We become a student of our own sacred gifts that we were born with. We become the student of why we're here on this earth, and of the seeds that are being planted, in the prosperity that is guiding us, in the wealth that is a part of us. And we need to be patient, because we're going to want this to happen yesterday. But what we're going to be dealing with a lot during this time is everybody else's, ways and words of wisdom, everybody else's ways to live and what you should be doing and all the battles that we have been through and everything that has been going on. And we need to be patient with the prosperity that comes forward, but also with the healing process for ourselves. As you know, we might be getting headaches during this time. We might be feeling a little bit achy. And it's like, okay, enough is enough. I need to take care of me. I need to move forward. And this is also around our career. We might actually find that sometimes we have this bit of a slump. We have this bit of I don't want to do anything anymore. I don't want to be burdened with this. I can't add one more thing to my table because I've already been fighting so much for so long. And now I have worry and doubt and fear within my inner self. How am I ever going to get there? And this is a time where we need to step back. We need to step back from the chaos and other people's expectations and even our own expectations and say, it's okay. It's okay to take time off. It's okay to be confused. It's okay to worry, but don't let it consume you. And even with worry, it's like, what is it going to do? I mean, I am an A++ warrior, and it's something that I work on so hard not to let worry be my everything. Because you can't control what's going to happen. You can't keep everybody safe. You can't, you can't ever give enough that nobody will need to be given to anymore. And so here, the worry, the doubt, the fear, it comes. And this is a time where we have to understand that. And pulling ourselves out of the worry is a painful process because we climb out of the worry, but we climb on a ladder of swords. We climb on a ladder that cuts into us, that guides us, that, changes us, that leaves scars, but also those scars are wisdom. Those scars are insight. Those scars are the way that we will never see the world the same way again. We will never see ourselves the same way again, but we will be stronger and fiercer and more powerful because of it. It leads us to the Eight of Cups. It leads us to this beautiful sense of, I'm walking away from what I once thought I would love. I'm walking away from what no longer suits my heart and my soul and myself. I'm walking away from what is no longer right for me. And as I walk away, this could be from a job I thought I would love. This could be from the hurts of a relationship that made me doubt myself. As I'm moving forward, made me question where I'm moving to. Now I start to see myself again. It starts to be illuminated by the gentle light of the moon. And a lot of times here, Capricorn, we're going to want things illuminated by the fierce light of the sun. We're going to want it to be a certain way. We're going to want things to be powerful and intense. This is a time where it just needs to be calmer. And we need to embrace that calm. We need to embrace that understanding because it brings us to a place of balance. It brings us to a place of seeing where things are out of balance and seeing where we have given too much or taken too much and where we need to be harmonized within ourselves and seeing what gives too much, what takes too much, and where that harmony needs to come into play. It brings us then within our inner self. It's like we start to learn our worth. And it brings us then to moving forward as the heroes of who we are, of what we love, of the way our heart can be a part of our business, can be a part of our work. If we don't have the spark, there's going to be a dragging of the feet during this time. If we don't let ourselves embrace our passion, our intuition, our desires, we're not going to be able to be the people that we want to be. So we have to be very mindful of this during this time. And it brings us into being this warrior, into being this charioteer. This is, I forget how to say his name. There's too many consonants here and vowels together. So what I have is the King of the Sea, the Welsh King of the Sea that starts with an M. And he is very much taking, instead of us riding this horse and saying, okay, I'm rising above and I am above the chaos of the waves, the chaos of emotions. Now we have ourselves taking the chaos of emotions and forming it and shaping it into these beautiful horses, into what drives our chariot, into what is part of the elemental power that we own during this time. In the heart chakra, we own our hearts. In our heart, element of self, we own our hearts. And we need to let our hearts guide us. We need to listen to our emotions instead of thinking, wow, that's stupid, or I can't believe I feel that way. Just buck it up, be stoic, keep moving forward. Yes, sometimes we do have to keep moving forward. We can't stop, roll over, play dead type of thing. But what we need to understand is that we can't ignore our feelings. We can't ignore our emotions. We have to embrace our hearts. We have to embrace our souls. We have to look at this with honesty and integrity. And it brings us to the King of Wands, fire transformation. When heart enters into our business, the way that it is so powerfully during this time enters into our work, all of a sudden we are transformed and we see ourselves saying, how do I move forward towards the passion, the power, and the brilliance that I want for my life? How do I claim this throne and know myself? How do I roll up my sleeves, get my hands dirty, and dive into what is powerful, what is brilliant, and what is intrinsically a part of me? It brings us to this place where we're going to want to use this wand that guides us, this wand that illuminates, this wand that helps us transform as a weapon. We're going to say, you know what, I have this power, I have this intensity, I'm just going to fight. I'm just going to make everything fall into place the way that I want it. We're not going to be able to, in the public arena, in any arena during this time, we're not going to be able to make it happen. You force it to happen, enough will, enough determination, enough stubbornness, because this is a time where we have to let things organically come to their conclusions. This doesn't mean to sit on the couch and eat chips because nothing is in our control. What it means is that the energy that we spend fighting against the current, fighting against people who don't understand us, we're wasting it because we'll never change them. We'll never change the way the current is going. What we will do is we will exhaust ourselves. And we have to be very mindful of this at work, with our passion, with what we desire. Are we exhausting ourselves? Are we pushing ourselves in a direction that in the end just isn't right for us? And why? Why are we doing this? And this is going to be a time where our reaction, our instinctual reaction is going to be, that's it, it's a fight. That's it, I'm going to, make it happen. But we have to do is step back and say, all right, I'm looking at this problem and I'm puzzling it out. I'm seeing it. This isn't a fight. This is something that needs my attention, that needs my centering, and that needs me to focus within myself, because it's going to be so easy to shatter our energy during this time. And if we keep our energy centered, we have the Queen of Cups. We have ourselves being the queen of our emotions, not necessarily having to be the actor upon the stage, but definitely we're being taken note of during this time. Whether we know it or not, people are realizing the heart and the passion that we put into things. Now, this can be that we kind of let our emotions get the best of us sometimes. So we have to be mindful of reining them in and using the emotions as the guiding factor for us, and really deeply understanding where we're coming from, not just being reactionary. Because again, that's going to be something that's going to be very easy for us to fall back on. With the Queen of Cups, it's embracing our love, our passion, our desire, where it is that we want to be, why it is that we want to be there, what's important to us, what isn't important to us. And then it brings us to the Hermit. It brings us to a time where we kind of work better by ourselves. We kind of work better, listing things out, gaining an understanding, and saying, okay, I have this. It's like, even if we're setting up a section, in a shop or something like that, or we're, learning something and we're told, work in a group together, this is going to be a time where we need to step back and say, okay, well, I have this, let me look at this. It's, even if we're in a, it's kind of like, even if we're in a meeting, we need to look at something and say, well, this is how I see it. And it can be that we're asked, like, how would you see this situation and why would you see it this way? And it can be like a team building exercise. It can be something where it's very personal. This is going to be a time where we bring our own flair. And it doesn't matter if you're a doctor, it doesn't matter if you're a lawyer or, or whatever. This is a time where we look at who we are and what we want and our own specific gift. Even in sales, what is your own specific gift? How do you connect? How is that important? Let it illuminate, let it guide you forward. And it brings us then to the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles is prosperity and success and bounty and abundance. And it is these new seeds being planted and this new power coming forward and this new wealth coming into our lives that comes not because we're going along with everybody else, but because we're understanding ourselves more and more. It brings us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and that's the Queen of Pentacles. We have to be very mindful of only making this time finance-based and only being inspired by people who drive the fanciest cars and, have the biggest houses. That isn't going to be the win during this time. The win is going to be how emotionally fulfilled we feel, how connected with what we do we feel. The money is important. I'll never say that it isn't, but we also have to be mindful of how we're focusing the bounty that is coming, and not making it so that we're like, hurry up, I have to be the millionaire already. It's saying, I see that it's sacred, the money, the finances, they're important, but divine time is guiding me. It moves us then. And we also have to be very mindful of listening to our own gut instincts. It's like, this energy doesn't vibrate with me. This person doesn't vibrate with me. I don't understand where they're coming from, or I don't like them. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we feel guilty and think, oh, I have to like everybody and I have to be, nice to everybody. We don't have to be, even especially if they'll never know that we exist. So it's stepping back and it's saying, okay, you know what? I'm separating myself from this energy. It's just not right for me. And it brings us to our subconscious chakra self. And then it's telling us to listen. Subconsciously, we're embracing the throat chakra and we're being told to listen to what's developing, to listen to our inner selves, to listen to the world around us. The world is always so busy right now, talking and talking and talking, and who can talk louder and louder and louder, that nobody listens. And nobody seems to care to listen. It is time to almost embrace a forgotten superpower. The power of listening. The power of actually hearing another person and actually hearing ourselves. It moves us to our subconscious tarot message, which is the devil, which is us in the major arcana. This is the horned one. This is the connection with the forest. This is the light that isn't always seen. This is revelations and deeper understanding, and it is a sense of chaos, because the horned one is a sense of chaos, but it is a sense of power and rebirth and intention and grace. And that's what we are embracing. Also, that we do not have the control that we think we have, or that we desperately want. We can't list it all into order. Life is about embracing. Life is about the unexpected, and it's embracing the unexpected power that guides us forward. All right, Capricorn, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the bounty that is to come. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony.